Hi guys, I just finished the weekly oracle card reading for November 11th, and the Gabriel presence is here, and I felt like he was kind of pushing me to share that story with you that I've been saying I was going to share. So, how did I get to this angel stuff? Well, I got to tell you, I never really believed in angels at all. I thought it was something funny that people made up to feel better about their lives. And if you'd mentioned angels, I would have, I would have just pictured like elderly ladies with doilies and those creepy faceless. Sorry if somebody has one of those in their house, but I find them creepy. Those angels, you know what I mean? And just, I didn't take it seriously. I thought it was something people just made up or a Catholic thing. Um, and I finally went ahead and I broke down and I did a meditation, an angel meditation one night because I kept trying to skip past it. And I was on my iPhone and I kept accidentally popping it open. So I did it and I had a very strange experience, like to the point where it flipped me out a little bit. Meditating, in these angel meditations, they, like you're gonna send roots into the earth and then you're gonna pull up the golden light, you're all like serene and everything is fine, you're just like having a good time. And then I actually started seeing stuff. Two angels, one really, really big one and one smaller one, about half the size of the bigger one. And the small angel was probably, bigger than me, definitely. And, this whole meditation guides you through finding out what their name is and blah, blah, blah. So the best that I could interpret the small angel's name was Elzekia. And she was explaining that she's my guardian angel. Now, how I got to find out her name, because I couldn't understand her, the meditation, the person guiding the meditation said, if you don't understand the name, write it down. Well, I was doing this as I was getting ready to go to sleep. So I was in bed. I was cozy. I was not going to get up. And then I heard very clearly in my head, get up. I kid you not, I didn't even question. I threw the blankets back. I rose up like the dead and I went and I got a notebook and a pen and I wrote it down because the energy was so, like, I wasn't scared. It was just very intense. It was like somebody had pulled me right out of bed and was like, no, go on and do this. Before I could even get too far into asking what the larger angel's name was, I kept hearing Gabriel. After this, I dismissed this whole thing because I don't know anything about angels. And if you had asked me, name an angel, I might have been able to come up with Michael. And that was only because of that movie that John Travolta was in. But, Gabriel might have been there. I might have been able, after thinking a little bit, come up with Gabriel. So I thought I made it up. But I found the experience very nice and relaxing. So I tried it again the next weekend. Okay, and this is where I come out of the spiritual closet and I just be as nutty as I'm going to be, but I'm in this meditation and I felt the cool breeze over my hands and I felt the cool breeze over the tops of my feet because Gabriel came in again and, at the time I was still doubting. And in the meditation, they're like, ask for your angel's name. And this angel came forth. He was huge. And he's waiting patiently, and I could see his face. He was just waiting patiently, and I was like, Angel, what is your name? Like how you are in meditation. And he leaned forward and he went, Gabriel. And that was when I felt the breeze over the tops of my feet when he leaned forward. And I got a little panicky and I was ready to open my eyes and give up, but he told me to stay with it, and I trusted that. So I kind of, once again, for the second time, denied this experience and just thought, I'm losing it. I am losing it. But I was curious about Gabriel, so I went and I started doing some research. And it turns out that Gabriel is the archangel that comes to writers. I'm a writer. And it was funny that I was reading that archangels are like 10 to 12 feet tall, and sort of like fifth dimensional angels are 6 to 8 feet tall. So that kind of struck me that I saw that in my original meditation, not having any idea about that whatsoever. So I'm walking home one day from the subway. Everything happens on the walk from the subway, right? And I keep hearing, Gabriel, Gabriel, Gabriel. It's like pulsing in my head. And I was really starting to feel like a nut job. I really was. I literally got to this, the sidewalk was, I'm going to cross the road, whatever, waiting on the light. And I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to look up therapists that are covered by my insurance. And I wonder if Wednesday nights would be good for my therapy sessions. Yeah, it's definitely time to go get some therapy. I'm nuts. This is crazy. And I was resolved and I was serious. In my head, I was going to go get therapy. This is how it's going to be. And then I heard very clearly this voice in my head say, "Why do you doubt?" And I took a deep breath in and I thought, fine, if you're really an archangel, why haven't you sent me any signs? And he said, "Why haven't you asked for any?" And so, so I was like, okay, fine, Archangel Gabriel, give me a sign that it's really you. And I felt this compulsion to turn. And it wasn't a thought and then I did it. It just sort of like somebody was turning me. And behind me was this boarded up old restaurant. And I was like, that's it? That's my sign? There ain't nothing there. What? So I turned back and I'm looking for the light and getting ready to cross the street. And he pulls me again and he says, "No, the paper." There was a little 8.5 by 11 paper stapled up on these boards. And he's telling me to go look at this paper, and I'm looking at the light. I'm like, I'm gonna miss the light, man. True New Yorker, right? So I go over, walk way over to where this little piece of paper is. And it said on there, "Coming soon, Gabriel's Palace." And I just stood there, like, whoa. It was a happy moment. I was like, that was so cool. And then I start hearing the cars are honking. The light is stuck. And I noticed that it was the same cars sitting there. And I turned around and he's going, "Go, go, go." And I'm running across the street. I'm like, "Did you hold the light?" And he's like, "Yes, just go." I get across the street and the light changes. So I turn. I'll never forget this for the rest of my life. I turn right, okay, and I'm walking and I'm just reeling. I'm like, that was so cool. Do it again, do it again. And again, I felt this feeling of someone kind of pushing my chin up gently. And there was a bus stop with this giant poster for this charity. And in letters about the size of me, ANGEL. Right there in front of my face, Angel. And Gabriel said, "Do you need any more signs?" And I was like, "No, what are you doing here?" And he said, "I have something I need to tell you. You are going to be writing books, 3 of them, the Holy Trinity. There's this whole structure. That's why it's a trilogy." And he's saying, you need to pave the way for the younger generation to feel better about their spirituality. So we'll end that there. There's more to that story that comes later. We can do we're already at almost 8:20 here. So so that's how I kind of opened up to all this. And honestly, oracle cards, I thought they were silly, and nobody was more shocked than me when I bought 2 decks and some spooky stuff started happening. Well, I at the time thought they were spooky. Now it's just normal, but really having a thought and watching it pop out in the deck, because I kind of made my angels do parlor tricks a little bit, which wasn't nice. So I was messing with the cards and being like, "Is my name Michelle?" The yes card would pop out. Yes. And testing it in various ways. So I became a believer very quickly, and I started to open up to my intuition. And and it's been a long journey. And I remembered I had this when I was a kid, and I didn't want to be the weirdos, so I closed it off. I'm sure a lot of you out there watching this have that same gift. Everyone has it, but maybe you were more tuned in to that gift, and maybe shut it off a long time ago. But I think we're definitely coming up on time where more and more of this is going to start coming out, and we're all going to get really comfortable with it. And hopefully, Gabriel's been with me this whole time, helping me get this book done. Books, he's saying books. Yes, 3 of them. I know. There's 3 of them to do. I know. And hopefully that will do some good in the world too. So, anyway, there's the story. And if you have a story like this, please share it. I believe on YouTube you can do video responses. So, I would love to see your beautiful faces. So, do your own video and pop it up next to this one. And let's hear your story too. Okay? Thanks so much. Bye.